Greetings to the Green Knights.
I'm Natalia Gladys.
And I'm Sam Lococo, and we're your anchors for tonight's broadcast.
Today's broadcast will be highlighting some My SNC events that you don't want to miss this week, a club that we may or may not take for granted, and a fun interactive segment at the end of our broadcast.
All this and more coming up on Night News.
We're eager and happy to have you for our very first broadcast of Night News, St. Norbert's own new news show.
Night News is a news broadcasting organization whose mission is to serve as a positive form of media, showcasing the accomplishments, highlights, and events around campus.
Another purpose of Night News is to provide hands-on experience to students interested in pursuing a career in media after college. We are currently looking for more members, so if you are interested, please join us in My SNC.
Now, before we get into our exciting new segments, here are some events coming up soon.
First up, on February 18th, Todd Weir will hold its annual Ash Wednesday prayer service from 8 to 8:25 a.m. Catholics in our community are invited to attend as a kickoff for Lent.
The season of Lent is observed throughout Christianity as the 40 days leading up to Easter. Ash Wednesday, on the 18th, tomorrow, marks the beginning of Lent and offers an opportunity for prayer and reflection through the ritual of receiving ashes in the sign of the cross. Ash Wednesday Mass will also be offered at noon and 6 p.m. at Old St. Joe's.
Healing Mental Health Through Acts of Kindness will be hosted that same Wednesday between 6 and 8 p.m. in the Mulville Library. Join and treat yourself to hot cocoa and peppermint sticks, stop by a balloon artist, and participate in random acts of kindness. Recharge and help spread good vibes on campus.
Next up, we're excited to welcome the Jamaican Me Crazy food truck to campus. Catch it in the VMC parking lot this Saturday, February 21st, from 2 to 6 p.m. Swing by for bold flavors, good vibes, and a fun break in your day. Bring a friend, grab a bite, and enjoy authentic taste and rhythm right here on campus. Prices may vary.
Join us on February 24th from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. in the Cassandra Voss Center for coffee, treats, and discussion. Dr. Megan Walsh will lead the conversation in the ways in which cinematic stories can meaningfully alter how we think about our relationships, ourselves, and the world. Coffee with Cassie is a monthly series where all students, staff, faculty, and alumni are invited to come together in discussions over coffee about topics that matter to Cassandra.
Finally, there is a rock climbing event hosted by the Rock Climbing Club happening Tuesday, February 24th from 8 to 10 p.m. at Odyssey Climbing and Fitness. RSVP on My SNC for more details.
Now, let's get into our riveting weather show hosted by our very own incredible Derek Hottenstein.
Hello everyone and welcome to Norby with a Chance, your one-stop shop for learning whether to weather the weather. This week's forecast calls for a high of 44 degrees on Wednesday, but with about a quarter inch of rain projected throughout the day. Please be on the lookout around campus for the plethora of precarious puddles on the path, people. The temperature will continue to fall in the coming days, with a high of 39 and mostly cloudy skies projected on Thursday. Then on Friday, Jack Frost isn't quite through with us just yet, as he'll be bringing a temperature ranging from 32 to a low of 14 degrees, and a 50% chance of snowfall predicted as well. The weather going into the weekend will be looking to be pretty consistent across both days, with cloud coverage and a high of 29 and 27 on Saturday and Sunday. On Monday, expect a nice, quiet, mostly sunny day, clocking in at an even 28 degrees. And now for your off-the-radar weather trivia fact for the day. Did you know that lightning is 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun? Lightning usually stays at roughly 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit, while the sun typically only gets up to about 10,000 degrees. So I guess if you want to get a tan 5 times faster, just go outside during a lightning storm. Don't try this at home, folks. This was Norby with a Chance. I'm Derek, and back to you, Sam and Natalia.
Thank you, Derek. Can't wait for some warmer weather.
Now I know I don't have to go to Florida to get a tan. Next up, we have Michael Worth with your weekly update on St. Norbert Sports.
Thank you, Natalia and Sam. As just mentioned, my name is Michael Worth, and I am excited to introduce our weekly sports segment here today. Throughout this segment, I will cover the recent results of St. Norbert sports teams and prepare you for what is to come in SNC athletics. Starting off, let's look at the weekly NACC Student Athletes of the Week. In men's sports, senior Ezra Schirmacher in track and field has taken home his 11th overall Athlete of the Week in his time at St. Norbert. Meanwhile, in women's sports, Madison Gramblica, also for track and field, has received her 3rd overall Athlete of the Week. Congratulations to both these athletes and all athletes at SNC. Now, let's look at the current standings. In men's hockey, the Green Knights are about ready to play in the NCAA Harris Cup playoffs against Concordia starting Friday, as they finish their season 17-6-2, winning their last 4 games. Meanwhile, the women's hockey team wraps up their regular season 15-8-2 and will also be getting ready for their playoffs starting on Friday against MSOE. Their defense has dominated recently, allowing 0 goals over their final 4 games. In men's basketball, St. Norbert has been elite, sitting at 18-5 overall, and recently winning 8 straight games from January 3rd to the 28th. Sophomore Will Stuckey has been a big piece, averaging 13.9 points per game and a 41.2% three-point percentage. The women's team also won 8 straight games, ironically enough, in the same time frame, from the 3rd to the 28th, and are 14-7 overall. Senior Taylor Theory has led the way with 15.8 points per game. In looking at the start of the men's volleyball season, the Green Knights sit at 5-5, winning 4 of their last 5, and still with plenty of season remaining. For men's tennis, St. Norbert sits at 4-4 overall, winning 3 in a row, including 2 4-3 wins on Friday and Saturday. Also, be sure to keep up with the track team, who completed this past weekend in a Ripon College Invitational, the swimming and diving team, who will compete in Grinnell from the 19th to the 21st, and the baseball and softball teams whose seasons begin on February 28th and March 7th, respectively. This is definitely an exciting time for St. Norbert sports fans, so be sure to look at the schedule for all the upcoming events, including the men's and women's hockey playoffs this Friday. And before I wrap up for today, I am excited to introduce the wild stat of the day. St. Norbert College's football team won as many regular season games against teams with a winning record as the 14-win Super Bowl-bound New England Patriots. Let's go Green Knights. This was your weekly sports segment. I'm Michael, and let's send it back over to our anchors.
Thank you, Michael, for that great sports report. And congratulations to our weekly NACC student athletes. And good luck to all athletes with competitions this week.
We will now turn your attention over to our club feature segment. Each week, we will be covering a different student organization on campus, helping raise awareness of the amazing things they are doing.
Now, over to Mary, who will introduce our first featured club.
Hi, my name's Mary Collada, and I will be covering the club segment here on the Night News, but we will need your help to get this started. So I need you guys to send your clubs to nightnews@snc.edu. This week, I will be covering Geology Club, which has been around for over 30 years on this campus. For our interview, I interviewed our Vice President, Zach Embacher, and another club member, Liam War.
Well, thank you guys so much for coming on today. It's so great to have you on here. So why don't you guys just tell me a little bit about what you do in the club?
Yeah, the main thing we'll do with Geo Club is we do a lot of field trips, both local and kind of farther away. So we did this last fall, we went to Cape Point and spent an evening there just looking around the beach and different caves and stuff like that. We've also done bigger stuff, like we went to South Dakota over a long weekend and got to look at the Badlands and like those there.
Awesome. What do you guys do in your meetings?
So some of our meetings, we look a lot like at like our samples, and we'll do like different tests on them and like kind of like explore around, maybe do like a few more quizzes. Otherwise, a lot of times we just do presentations about like trips and planning and things like that.
Okay. So what's your guys' favorite part about Geo Club?
So for me, I really have like a hobby in like the outdoors, hiking and stuff like that. So having a club where I can like just hike with friends and do other outdoorsy activities is really nice.
Great.
I think it's very much the same for me, just enjoying being outdoors and getting to engage with different geology stuff with, other people who enjoy geology and just being outdoors in general, and just the whole group, and I love the people aspect of it.
That's great. Well, thank you guys so much for being on here. It was so lovely to talk to you guys, and I hope Geo Club is a great success this year.
I hope you enjoyed this segment. Back to you, Natalia and Sam.
Wow, it sounds like that club really rocks.
Real creative with that joke, Natalia. Anyways, if you would like your club to be featured on Night News, you can email us at nightnews@snc.edu. We will do our best to try and feature as many clubs and organizations as we can throughout the spring.
As we start to conclude our first broadcast, we'd like to introduce our interactive food segment. Here are some of the top courses in the CAF throughout the week. You can use this QR code to vote for your fan favorite meal.
During next week's broadcast, we will release the poll results to see what the favorite item from the past week was.
Just looking at the meals on the poll, I'm excited to chow down and see what our campus is looking forward to. There are so many good options.
Well, looks like that's it for tonight.
Make sure to subscribe and keep tuning in on Tuesdays. Night News will continue to entertain and inform throughout the semester.
We also have a Night News Instagram where we'll be posting clips from the broadcast and content from behind the scenes.
As a reminder, if you have any news that you think should be shared or a club that you would like us to try and highlight, you can email us at nightnews@snc.edu.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
This is Night News. I'm Natalia Gladys.
And I'm Sam Lococo.
And it's a good night to be a knight.
Thanks for watching.